Just finished Viper's Den by Abby Moore, and she did it again. She made another 5-star read, so let's get into it. Den is a dark romance. It does have on the first page some reader trigger warnings, so do read those before you pick this up. But this book follows Charlotte, who at the beginning we see her as like, I think a 4 or 5-year-old, and something happens to her family. I'm not going to tell you what, but something happens, and the leader of the Vipers, which is a mafia group, finds her and takes her in as his own. A little bit of backstory in like the first few chapters of the Vipers. They are, like I said, a mafia group, and there is also a group called the Panthers, and they've kind of been at war with each other and things happening to both groups. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but so that is something to keep in mind. So the first few chapters we kind of learn about Charlotte and her new found family. And then we fast forward to when she's 18 and ready to head off to college. So all throughout Charlotte's life, she's had bodyguards, she's had people watching out for her because she's a mafia princess. You don't know what's going to happen, and you need to be protected at all times. So that goes into college, where her father hires a new bodyguard who is around Charlotte's age, probably a little older. He was in the military, and he is handsome, let me just say. Yeah, he's on the book boyfriend list. Anyways, so her dad hires him, and he basically has to follow Charlotte to college, and she's like, why do I have a hot bodyguard? Like, what's happening? And the story kind of follows her finding friendships and her brothers, and one of her brothers possibly taking over being the leader of the Vipers, and some normal college things, some not normal things, being a mafia princess. But the Panthers do come back into play. I'm not going to say what happens, but it's very significant. They come into play quite a few times. And yeah, you'll just have to read to figure out what happens and how her dad, the Mafia King, reacts and what happens. The book does kind of leave off on a cliffhanger. There are going to be, I think, 2 other books. I was hooked from like the 3rd chapter on, because every book, the first 2 chapters, you have to get world building, character building. It is what it is to set up for the whole book, but I was hooked. Yeah, it was a really, really good read. I highly recommend. This is one of my first dark romances, and it was really, really good. And